Hey everybody, what's up? So, this week is the 45th anniversary of the release of Dark Side of the Moon, the seminal Pink Floyd album, the album everybody knows. It was on the Billboard Top 200 for like 741 weeks, something like that. Am I getting that right? I think it's totally insane. Um, was a huge hit around the world. Still is. It's considered one of the greatest albums ever recorded, if not the greatest album. And I don't know, I just want to talk a little bit about how I think it's kind of overrated. And I don't really even think it's the best Pink Floyd album. Not even the second, third, fourth, or fifth best Pink Floyd album. So, yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I get a lot of hate for a lot of stuff, so whatever. So, I've gone on record as saying that now I'm not trying to put down Pink Floyd. I like Pink Floyd a lot. But I've gone on record saying that the Syd Barrett era of Pink Floyd is what I really enjoy. As brief as it was. The Piper at the Gates of Dawn album. Singles like Arnold Lane, See Emily Play, Apples and Oranges, Candy in a Currant Bun, Vegetable Man, Hallowed Be Hallowed. Scream Thy Last Scream. There's that thy in there that made me think of Hallowed Be Thy Name. I think that's Iron Maiden or something. But yeah, and the second album, Saucer Full of Secrets, has some Syd Barrett stuff on there. If people don't know, Syd Barrett started Pink Floyd, came up with the name. The name was based on two blues musicians he liked. First album, Piper Thinks the Dawn, was released. A bunch of singles I mentioned, and he was very different, and I just really like his music. I like his solo music too, and he kind of went insane. He was heavily into LSD, took way too much of it, and they eventually you threw him out of the band and replaced him with David Gilmour, who was originally hired because he could sound like Syd Barrett. Listen to things like Julia Dream. He literally tries to sound like Syd Barrett. But that's the stuff I like. Pink Floyd. I like other stuff too. Like I think every album that was released by Pink Floyd before Dark Side of the Moon is better than Dark Side of the Moon. I actually think Dark Side of the Moon was kind of like the beginning of the end of Pink Floyd. Um, Let me think of the albums. Piper at the Gates of Dawn, which I mentioned. Saucer Full of Secrets, as I mentioned. The soundtrack to the movie More. I think it was an Italian. Don't quote me on that. It was some. It was like a foreign movie, I think. I like that. I like Uma Guma. I like Adam Hartmother. I'm probably forgetting something. Metal. Obscured by Clouds. I think Metal was the one released right before Dark Side of the Moon. Did I mention Adam Hartmother? I don't know. But all those albums, I believe, are better than Dark Side of the Moon. To me, Dark Side of the Moon, not that it's bad, but to me, it's kind of dull compared to the earlier stuff. Um, to me, Pink Floyd kind of became an arena rock band after Dark Side of the Moon. And I don't know. I like some of the songs. Trying to think of the names of them. Breathe. I like Breathe. It's a pretty good song. Time is pretty good, but I'm deathly sick of it. Money, I hate. I'm not a big fan of Us and Them. Uh, yeah, Brain Damage, Eclipse, whatever. I like that, but really, it's kind of dull to me. It's kind of. I know it has to do with. It's about like mental illness and stuff, and if people aren't aware, a lot of the stuff they wrote about like mental illness and stardom, on stuff like Dark Side of the Moon and Wish You Were Here and The Wall and stuff like that, is really based on their experience with Syd Barrett. But Yeah, to me, Dark Side of the Moon was kind of the beginning of the end, creatively, especially. Um, if people think it's this great, psychedelic, weird, out there album, but I mean, if they'd been listening to Pink Floyd before that, they would have thought that stuff was more than this. On the Run, that's a little instrumental thing. I like that one too. But honestly, from Dark Side of the Moon on, that's Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, The Wall, and The Final Cut, I believe was the last one. The only album out of those I really like a lot is Animals. Animals is really good. And that doesn't get the, doesn't get the recognition Dark Side of the Moon or Wish You Were Here or The Wall gets. The Final Cut is pretty bad. So it doesn't really deserve any in my mind. But like I said, it's not that the Dark Side of the Moon is bad. It's just kind of dull and drab to me. And admittedly, I grew up around a lot of people that listen to FM radio constantly. And if you listen to FM radio, you know that according to them, Pink Floyd only has Dark Side of the Moon, The Wall, and a couple songs off Wish You Were Here. Those are the only Pink Floyd albums that exist to them. So they just play them to death. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I just don't get it. I know everyone loves this album. Everyone celebrates this album. It's like this crowning achievement. People watch The Wizard of Oz, listen to this album, and they sync it up. And I don't know. Maybe if I didn't hear it 100 million times a day while it's growing up, maybe I'd like it a little more. But honestly, I can't. There's much better Pink Floyd albums I'd rather listen to. Even The Wall I like better than Dark Side of the Moon. Wish You Were Here, not so much. I do like Shine On You Crazy Diamond a lot, which is about Syd Barrett. But yeah, other than that, if I really think about it, I'm trying to think where I would rank Dark Side of the Moon. I think it's better than Wish You Were Here, and I think it's better than The Final Cut. But that's really about it. Even like I said, even The Wall has more songs I enjoy on it than Dark Side of the Moon. I'd put that just The Wall right above Dark Side of the Moon. But yeah, their other albums I just like a lot more. They're more interesting. They experiment a lot more. I mean, yeah, the earlier Pink Floyd albums makes Dark Side of the Moon look like commercial pop. It's just, I don't know, if all you know is like Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall and that stuff, just I implore you to go back and listen to their older stuff. It's very different and very strange, and maybe you'll hate it. A lot of people do, but maybe you'll love it like I do and think Dark Side of the Moon's a little overrated. So that's what I think. I know basically everyone's going to disagree with me. Feel free to comment, tell me how much I suck. Or if you agree with me, tell me you agree with me. Either way, leave me a comment. Like, dislike my video, whatever you want to do. Subscribe. That's about it. I'm going to be doing, this is a series more or less, just telling you things that I have lots of opinions that a lot of people would not agree with, so felt like get those out there. So this is my first one. I kind of did one earlier when I talked about how much I hate the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I do, but that wasn't part of this series. So this is going to be starting off a new series. So all right, everybody, have a good day, and listen to some different Pink Floyd. Don't, someone tells you, hey, Dark Side of the Moon, listen to this, it's the best Pink Floyd album, it's the best album of all time. Don't listen to them. Go check out some other stuff. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. See ya.